Can you move from being broke to riches through the power of gratitude? Hello and welcome. For a long time, I was a person who never really showed appreciation when I received something, especially if it's something I deemed small and unimportant. I would say thank you, just to be polite, and not because I appreciated the gift. Other times I didn't bother to acknowledge the gift at all. It wasn't until I began my financial journey that I realized the power of gratitude. I began to study people who have healthy relationship with money, and realized something. People with a healthy relationship with money are very appreciative of money. They don't take for granted the money that they receive. It doesn't matter if it's $100 or it's $1 million. They are truly and genuinely happy and grateful for the money. For a long time I couldn't understand. How can someone who has millions or even billions care about $100? Why would someone with so much money care about little money? I wondered, why do they negotiate to have the best deals and discount, but still give away so much money to charity? It did not make any sense. I thought to myself, if I had all that money, I wouldn't care about discounts or best deals. I would just spend on whatever I wanted. I wouldn't care about prices nor the small money. I have lots of money anyway, why care about small change? I thought to myself. With that kind of thinking, it's no wonder I struggled with lack of money. Looking back now, I can't help but be amazed of how misguided I was. How could I expect to have lots of money when I didn't value my money? If you have been watching my videos, you know by now, making money is 95% mental and the rest 5% is physical. If it's your first time coming across my videos, I highly recommend that you also watch the previous videos. You will understand so much about making money concept and the psychology of money. It wasn't until I came across the videos of Ken Honda, Sadhguru and many others that I finally understood the missing link, the concept of gratitude. Well, and behold, how surprising it was for me to realize that gratitude affects every area of our life, not only our finances but all areas. I further realized that it wasn't about the amount of money. It's the feeling of gratitude. It's about acknowledging something good is happening to you and feeling grateful for it. It's about focusing on the blessings, therefore you create more blessings in your life. How could I not realize this sooner? It was never about the amount of money, but practicing a lifestyle of being grateful. Not only for the money but for everything good that comes your way. That's why people with healthy money are grateful for $100 as they are grateful for $1 million. They put themselves in the feel-good state, therefore they manifest more things to be grateful about. What a revelation! At first I was skeptical about the whole thing. I could not believe that being grateful could turn my life around, but I decided to give it a try. What's there to lose anyway? So, slowly, I began to pay attention. I began looking for things in my life that I loved and felt grateful for. I would visualize and feel so thankful that I have a place that I call my own. I am alive, I have food, clean water, a job and so many things. And for the first time, my focus changed from the things I didn't have to the things I already had. It felt really good. All over a sudden, I moved from someone who felt lacking and worried all the time to being grateful. I began to say thank you more often for the things I had and for the things I was receiving. At first it was difficult for me to receive gracefully, to know that I deserve all the good things life has to offer. I felt that it's unsafe to receive and be appreciative. I thought I should rely on myself for everything. Expecting good things was opening myself to being vulnerable and hurt. I thought if I was thankful and received gracefully, the people who were offering kind gestures, whether it's a kind word, a discount, a favor, or a good service, would think the world of themselves. And in doing so, I felt and thought that I would put myself down. How wrong was I, truly. I had let the ego take the center stage and control my life. I praised pride over my well-being. It still amazes me to this day how we let pride dictate our life. I know I'm not the only one who struggled with receiving and feeling grateful. I know it's not easy to feel grateful when you think nothing is working out in your favor, but it's precisely that reason that I decided to make this video. And if you struggle with gratitude and receiving, let me use this example to help drive my point home. If today you gave your partner a gift and they don't respond well to you, maybe they take the gift, say a polite thank you, and shove it aside. Would you be inclined to give them any more gifts? Let me use one more example. If you have a job right now, and you feel grateful for having it, it may not be paying you a lot, but you wake up and say, "Thank you, God, for my job. This job is helping me pay for my bills. I am, however, looking for a better paying one, but I feel very grateful for this one." With this attitude, guess how you show up for the job? Hopeful, right? Cooperative, better, positive attitude, and energetic. What about if you hate your job and can't wait to be out? How do you feel towards the job and in the job? And this is where many people are. If you hate your life, your job, or your source of income, I bet most of the time you spend complaining, feeling worried about your finances, and also angry and frustrated. You complain about everything. When you start with the pay and the economy, you end with how inconsiderate your boss and colleagues are. Basically, you think nothing good is happening in your life. If this is you, you probably feel and think that you have a reason to complain and to be negative. But let me tell you a little secret that you don't know, that changed my life, and how this is dangerous when you indulge in it. What you don't know is, what you feel strongly, you create. What you give focus and attention to grows. And when you add emotions into it, it becomes a creation. Meaning, it gets recreated as your reality. In other words, if you feel grateful and acknowledge the good things happening in your life, you create more of the same. You receive more things to be grateful about, because gratitude is what you are focusing on. Therefore, you receive more things to be grateful for. Through the law of increase, which state, what you give focus to increases. When you feel gratitude, without fear or shame, you open yourself to receive. You put yourself into the frequency of receiving. Therefore, you receive more. So, it doesn't matter if you have genuine reason to complain. But doing so, you are doing a disservice to yourself. You will never change your life from being broke to riches in a state of negativity. What you will end up creating more of and experience is more of the same situation that you are complaining about. If you want to receive and make more money, start by being grateful of the money that you have right now. Be grateful for the source of it and what it does in your life. Stop dwelling about the money that you don't have, and start appreciating and being grateful for the money you already have. That is the only way you are going to move from a state of being broke to riches. Remember, what you focus on increases, whether it's problems or blessings. I have now moved from someone who used to struggle with receiving to someone who is grateful for everything. I never feel uneasy when receiving and saying thank you. It doesn't matter if it's a kind word from someone, a kind gesture, a gift or payment of $10 or a $1,000. The words thank you comes easy on my lips. And this completely turned my life around. I have so many things to be grateful about that the words thank you are constantly on my lips, in public and also in private. I have taught my mind to spot the good. I no longer belittle the blessings I receive or feel ungrateful. I have now realized that it's not the amount or the huge gestures that we should recognize and feel grateful for, but all of them. We should constantly put ourselves in the flow, in the frequency of receiving, and this is done by our ability to feel happy and grateful. I am not telling you how to live your life, to start loving your job or the situation that you are in. What I am pointing out is the benefit of being grateful, the benefits of focusing on the good and what you already have. You may not like your job, but it pays your bills. What you don't know is, there is someone, somewhere wishing and praying for a chance to have a job like yours. What you deem as a curse or a burden, to another, it is a blessing and a miracle. If you want to change your life, know that. It will change when you start recognizing and being grateful for what you already have and practicing to receive with grace. Don't let pride keep you stuck. Don't let your ego keep you from receiving the help that you need. The ego that is telling you that you don't need other people, that you can succeed on your own, is the same ego that will tell you that you are a loser when you fail. It's not weakness to ask for help. On the contrary, it's bravery to ask and accept it gracefully. Many successful people spend thousands, if not millions, on self-development. They buy courses and hire coaches to help them move to the next level. Learn to seek out advice and the help you need to start creating your best life. And if help shows up, accept it gracefully. Practice looking for reasons to be grateful about, other than looking for reasons to complain. Always remember, what you focus on grows. Problems or blessings. That's all I had for you today. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe to my channel. See you on the next video.